BB 851, turn right heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hey everyone, welcome to DJ's Aviation. Why did American Airlines cancel their Airbus A350 order? Just in recent months, news came through that American cancelled their order for the A350 and then ordered a large number of extra Boeing 787s. Since then, people have speculated about the real reasoning behind the cancellation, with of course many people claiming it to be because it was simply Airbus and American being an American carrier occurred. Firstly, it's really important to note the origins of the order, and that's what I'm going to be discussing. Would prefer a Boeing aircraft. That is partially true, but there are in fact other reasons which are equally as important. In today's video, I'll be diving into the key points as to why this switch right now. Believe it or not, the order for 20 Airbus A350s was not actually made by American Airlines, rather the former US Airways. The order was in fact confirmed all the way back in 2005, when of course US Airways was still operating. Essentially, when US Airways ordered the aircraft back in 2005, Airbus had begun an overhaul of the A350's features. This was an attempt to allow it to compete better with the 787. This is what Airbus saw as a potential threat to the success of the program. From this point forward, doubt clouded the order, and although a scheduled delivery was noted to be 2011, it was extremely unlikely this deadline would be met. Continuing on with the US Airways part of the video, after these changes to the A350 were made, the order was increased by 2 to 22, plenty of 2s in that part. The 2011 delivery was soon scrapped and changed to 2014. However, this wouldn't be the end of it. In 2009, it was pushed back to 2017. Now we get on to the real reasoning. American Airlines were in talks to merge with US Airways during the years of 2012 and 2013, which put the deal on hold. American Airlines are a huge customer of Boeing, and with orders for the 787s, time was needed to evaluate these orders for the A350s. However, by the end of 2013, a decision was in fact made. The airline converted all A350s to the -900 variant. The uncertainty of the airline meant the eventual delivery was pushed back almost a decade later than first announced, to 2021, and then eventually further. Concluding, the first key reason that the order was removed was in fact Airbus was positioned in a relatively weak spot in terms of the American Airlines long-haul fleet. The fleet already included the likes of the 787, 777, 767, and so on. These factors put Airbus in an unfortunate position. Next, it's the 787. While one could look at this as being another Boeing vs Airbus argument/reason, it can be looked at in other ways as well. The 787 for American Airlines is very important, as any aircraft is for an airline. Let's say Emirates with their A380s, or Qantas with their 737s. Often when an airline finds an ideal aircraft, they tend to stick with it. This is generally the case when an airline already has a specific aircraft delivered. For example, American with their 787s. For the carrier, it's been proven that this airliner is the right fit and is therefore effective within operations. Given the opportunity to order a new aircraft, American 9 times out of 10 would without a doubt attempt to order more 787s rather than, let's say, order the Airbus alternative or even the 767. And yes, I know that's pretty outdated, but hopefully you can kind of catch my drift. Overall, if an aircraft is effective with an airline, if more aircraft are then needed, that airline will likely attempt to order that best performing airplane in their fleet or most valued. Right now for them, it's the 787. So it isn't just a matter of Airbus versus Boeing. It's got to do with the idea that airlines become heavily attached to their planes, especially those that perform well and are welcomed by passengers. Moving on, it's now time to look at the future operations of American and how their future became a key reason why the A350 order was ditched. American Airlines, as I've mentioned, operate an extensive long-haul fleet full of Boeing aircraft. These aircraft range from the 777-200 to the 767s. American Airlines believed that the 787-8 would best fit replacing the 767-300s, and the 787-9 would replace the A330-300s and the much older 777-200s, which are actually starting to be phased out around the world, with some already disappearing from carriers. While the A350 could have certainly filled the void of these aircraft, American actually determined for their future, operating the same series of aircraft would be extremely beneficial to them. Of course, there could certainly be other reasons, like for example, the business model of them. However, in my eyes, these are the core reasons. To be honest, I was really disappointed American cancelled their A350 order. I was just by no means shocked, as when airlines constantly postpone the delivery of an aircraft, something is usually up. But I do believe it would have been fantastic to see an American Airlines Airbus A350. The American livery is among my favourites and does look fantastic on almost every aircraft, the A350 being one of those. So that's my 2 cents on the cancellation. Now I ask you, would you want to have seen an American Airlines A350? Let me know by dropping your thoughts in the comment section below. As I mentioned, I personally would have loved to have seen it. I'd like to take the time now to thank you very much for watching this video of mine, and I do hope I'll see all of you in my next video. Goodbye.
I will fly.